UN inspectors have arrived in Damascus to investigate the alleged use of chemical weapons in the Syrian conflict. The government and the rebels accuse each other of using the weapons. The investigation is limited to 3 areas, including the attack in al-Assal in March. Well, let's speak now to Al Jazeera's Nisreen El-Shamayleh. She joins us from the Jordanian capital, Amman. And what's the latest you're hearing about the arrival of the inspectors, Nisreen?
Well, yes, Felicity, we have heard indeed and seen pictures of the UN investigative team arriving in an upscale hotel in Damascus, where they will be there for 14 days, extendable upon mutual consent. And they will be, as you mentioned, visiting 3 areas, one of which is al-Assal, where the Syrian government has gone to the United Nations and requested an investigation into what it describes as a chemical weapons attack by the rebels that killed several civilians in that area in March. The team will also be visiting 2 other areas. Those remain undisclosed for security reasons. And as I mentioned, they will be in Syria for 2 weeks. And according to the United Nations, the Security Council has received 13 incidents and reports of complaints of the alleged use of chemical weapons inside Syria.
It's taken quite a long time, Nisreen, to get to this point where the inspectors are allowed in. Why have there been so many delays?
Yes, there have been many delays. It was very difficult for the United Nations team to actually come to an agreement with the Syrian government. The government initially only wanted the team to go to al-Assal, where it says rebels have used the chemical weapons. However, the United Nations, the UK and the US and France have put more pressure on Syria and decided to expand the investigation to include 2 other areas. Now, there are also concerns that this investigation doesn't have a lot of value, because at the end the team will be able to assess whether or not chemical weapons were used in a certain area, but it won't be able to say who was responsible for the attack. So this does raise questions about the value of this investigation, because it has such a limited mandate. So these are the concerns. However, the United Nations says any investigation into the alleged use of chemical weapons inside Syria would serve as a deterrent in the future for either side, the rebels or the government, to use these weapons again.
Nisreen El-Shamayleh, thank you.